All right, welcome to the 8th edition of the European Film Festival. 18 top new films from Europe are coming to South African screens absolutely for free. With South Africa still facing a lot of uncertainty around COVID and following the success of last year's online festival, the 8th edition will again be predominantly a virtual event, taking place from the 14th till the 24th of October. Make sure you visit the website to see all the catalog of films. Visit filmfest.co.za. Also do visit the social media pages at EUFFSA across Facebook and Instagram. Use the hashtag EuroFilmFestSA, the best of European films brought to South African screens. My name is Menzi Mhlongo, and I'm excited to host this Q&A with Stéphanie and Véronique of My Little Sister. Welcome, Stéphanie and Véronique.
Thank you.
Hello from Switzerland.
This is Véronique.
Stéphanie.
Welcome again. Thank you so much for joining. And before we get acquainted with the film, this brilliant artwork, maybe let's just get to know you as the filmmakers. Tell us, how did you become into being as filmmakers?
So we've known each other since we were 10 years old. We were at school together when we were children. So it was, first of all, it was really a friendship. We are BFF. And we are still BFFs now, which is crazy when you think of all these years spending together, it's kind of. But we had this common passion for theater, and we wanted both to become actresses, and that's how we were formed. And we created shows, and we were also actresses for other directors. And we had so much fun to create shows together that we decided to create more and more shows. And step by step, we introduced movie in our shows. And that's how we went into the movie field. And we were so thrilled by this new way of expressing ourselves and working with scripts and image and everything, that we decided to write movies, to write short movies, documentaries, and then our first feature, The Little Bedroom, in 2010. That was really the way we went into the movie industry, more or less.
And I do believe this is your second feature, which stars Nina Hoss and Lars Edenker. The film was also selected at competition at the 70th Berlinale, and it's the Swiss Oscars contender for Best International Feature. I also understand it's also picking up nominations and awards as it goes along. European Actress 2020, Feature Film Selection 2020. Could you maybe just share a brief synopsis of the film?
Yeah, so My Little Sister is the story of Lisa, who used to be a very successful playwright, but quit writing for two reasons. One, because she went to live in Switzerland with her husband and family. Her husband is directing a boarding school there. And the second reason is because her twin brother, Sven, has got sick, and this has cut her creative roots. And in the movie, we will see how, while taking care of her brother, she will reconnect to her own creative source. And it's how what we wanted to tell with this movie is really something a bit of our friendship, because we are a very symbiotic creative duet. We are really like sisters, and we have this question: if one of us is gone, what is with the other? Because we have a common world we share together, and really, if one of us is gone for any reason, this world doesn't exist. We have our personal creativity, but we really have this world, and this movie really transcends this worry we have, or this existential question. And so we tried in this movie, of course, it's a very dramatic movie, but we really wanted to bring hope in the film, and it's very important for us to carry on hope throughout what we do, because we really believe that even if one wouldn't be there, something of the person would still be alive. And it's really a movie which tells a lot about life and the connections and bonds between human beings.
I'm really glad you mentioned that symbiotic relationship between the two of you. And it's the irony, really, when you look at the film and your relationship. So how did you actually come to forming this relationship? And, when you look at Sven and Lisa, are they a true representation of you?
How can I say no? Not really, because they are really twin brother and sister. But still, what is interesting is some journalists asked Nina Hoss how she was working on her part, how she would develop this very special twin character, and she just said, I watched the girls. And we are the girls. So she was watching us working, how we were just behaving. And I think that we have this thing, at one point, it's very difficult to talk about it because it's such a long time of complicity, of sharing many, I don't know, so many life moments and the everyday life when you try to make movies and everything, which means that it's a word in itself. And I think that Nina Hoss and Lars Eidinger kind of just took it maybe from us, watching us and then thinking it through. And also they know each other for a long time because they were at theater school together when they were 20. And that's why they also have this very, very strong confidence towards each other. And that helped a lot for the movie.
That's awesome. And tell me more about the relationship and when you work together. I mean, why the choice of having a duo writer setup as well as director setup versus just going by yourself?
Because we have this friendship since so long, and we really, we were teenagers together, we both wanted to be actresses, we both became actresses. And it was very natural for us, parallelly to our actresses' jobs. We always we were a scenic duo also. We were like a clown singing. We have this a common creation. And it was very natural actually for us to go together in this field. And also I think we like very much to share. And it's a very rich process to be two, because you share the good moments, the bad moments, and it's also on a human point of view very interesting because we are in a very egotic world. You have many egos working on theater in this job, and here, as we are sharing this, we always can also take care of the other one, and we can really, I don't know how to say, we always connect to our humanity, to what we do, and very simply because we love to work together and we enjoy working together and we have fun, and really this is very important, and we have also built how do you say, an efficiency in working together, which is also interesting.
And also when we are, because the actors never ask us who is the boss on the set, who is directing me. The actors never ask because they just understand very quickly that we are a kind of entity, and you can ask the one or the other the same question, you will have your answer, and they really like the way we work. We are always together on the set. We never decide who is directing whom, which means I'm not now the director and you will take the next scene. It's a very fresh, always a kind of improvisation moment. We decide on the moment, yes, now I talk to this actress and you go to the technical crew, or and then it's the opposite. And that's the way we work because we want to keep it fresh and to always to stay in the present with what's going on.
I love that. What I really picked up is sharing and caring and a lot of collaboration. And that's what filmmaking is about at the end of the day. And you're staying true to it. It's lovely to see. Just digging deeper to the film now. What sort of film did you want to make?
It was a very long writing process, this movie, My Little Sister. And we really wanted to talk about a woman who is kind of stuck in a life that she likes but she doesn't love, and she is not exactly the woman she was dreaming of being. And what is strange is that she has to go through this so difficult path with her brother, and to go to this separation with her brother that brings her back to who she deeply is, because the brother is a famous actor. and he had a huge career, and now it's her turn, it's her time to go back into light and to be now in the light, and he will give her this occasion, opportunity, and he will give her all what he has left to bring her back to who she is. And this is something that, yeah, that means a lot to us.
And maybe on more an emotional perspective, all the movies we do, also we do some documentaries, we always try to speak from heart to heart. It's really something we look for at every step of the fabrication of the movie, that we always listen to what we feel, and we try to, with every editing, sound, color matching, music, to really follow this little thin red line that will maybe reach out to the heart of the audience. We really try, yeah, we are really interested in emotions, and to go to these human and universal emotions that we all share wherever we live. South Africa, US, Switzerland, France, there is a common humanity to everyone.
And I just wanted to add something very unique, kind of, because while writing the movie, Stéphanie had her mother sick, and she had to go through this very deep experience to be the care of her mother. And it was kind of difficult for Stéphanie to write the movie, because she was exactly our Lisa. And I was watching Stéphanie being so much at the end of a journey with her mother. And I just I was like a sponge, taking every moment I could watch, I could just see and put it into the script. And Stéphanie could not write at that moment because she was completely, just experiencing it. And this is unique for this movie, really.
Most definitely, that is unique. And yeah, it is true. Heart to heart, Stéphanie, straight to you and the family. Yeah, I mean, so this really, is a bit of an autobiography, if I may say, having gone through that firsthand experience of caring for a family member suffering from cancer. So how much of this film is drawn from personal experiences, having already mentioned this, and how much was invented?
But just curiously, we already had the topic of the illness of the brother before knowing my mother was sick. So it's not at the base. The starting point is not, like cathartic, or we need to speak about a personal subject. It was not. We were not concerned by this. So it was very special to be concerned by that while writing it, because also I lost my mother, but 2 months before, Véronique lost her father. So we were both mourning people of our family, very close ones, while doing this movie. So that, in the end, this movie was very personal because of that. And then about theater, it's also personal because we both come from theater, we both come from acting for theater, and we love this media and this direct contact with the audience that our character Sven misses so much, because an actor, as it said in the movie, feels always alive when he's acting. An actor is really at the most of his life or her life while being on the stage. And this was something we wanted to tell, because it's a feeling we have when we act on stage, even if now we are more actors, directors, writers, directors, but we still know this feeling of the pure presence and intensity of life while you're on stage.
And yeah, as we said before, it's really our relationship kind of that we just transmitted to our two lead characters.
I'm really also glad that you guys have your relationship as well. So just to hold each other through trying times, so I just really want to understand, how do you guys prepare yourselves? Because this film is also about coming to terms to some sort of grief and anticipating it as well.
No, we didn't quite.
Could you rephrase, please?
No worries. So I'm asking, how did you come into terms, and how did you prepare yourself in anticipating the grief, as you were making the film and forward?
You cannot anticipate a grief. You just have to go through the grief. You just do with what life gives you. And then we also have while writing, you talk to many people that went through these kind of experiences, and you just you kind of feel how it feels, and this is I think what is so special when you are close to someone who is struggling with sickness and close maybe to his end. You are incredibly alive and struggling yourself, and you are so powerful, kind of, because you have to struggle with something so essential that it's nothing. Sometimes people think, oh my God, it's kind of nothing's going on because you are in a quiet situation of waiting for death, which is completely wrong. It's so alive. You have so much to think of, so much maybe to save, or something to say, or something you want to forgive or be forgiven or transmit. And that's why it's such a powerful moment of life.
But what we learned, I would say, as for ourselves as carer, was really to seize the present, live the present. And if you have something, don't think I will do it tomorrow, or if you feel, oh, today rather than going there, I'd like to go here. Or we had some moments, we were very spontaneous, and we thought, oh, today we don't want to cook in our office, we just go to these restaurants, and we went, which we don't do usually. You think, no, I have to do this. So we stopped thinking I have to do this. We just thought I need or I want to do this. And it's very different to give you the freedom to live what the present offers you right now. And I think this, in the perspective for me of seeing my mother that was disappearing in front of my eyes, was very strong. And I try to keep that alive now, even that she's gone. But really to never forget that, and not to be in rails, and I have to do this and that. Life is much more than this, and to keep the freshness and spontaneity of life.
Well said. So live in liberty. And we saw Lisa, living, in a struggle. Reading your statement, it says, my little sister is also the story of Lisa's inner journey back to her creativity through the illness of her brother, her alter ego, which was very interesting to me. Is this a subtle nudge to yourself and fellow creative to say, take care of your craft?
Yeah, I think as an artist, it's fundamental to take care of your craft and to take care of your inner world and your creativity. And it's nothing egotic. It's just to accept who you are and what your deep nature. And there's nothing egotic in it. It's just, okay, this is who I am, and I have to take care of it because it's maybe a gift I have received. And if I don't take care of it, it will never grow. So.
But yeah, and we saw Lisa struggle with her craft, and Sven kept on saying, I am the bigger brother. I must take care of you. And somewhat we saw that come through. Can you tell us about that special scene when Sven, emerges as the bigger brother?
Yes, it's a very special moment of the movie because he knows that he's sick again. He knows that now he's going to go again in big trouble. And she doesn't know, actually. She doesn't know, he didn't tell her. And that's why he knows that he's maybe going to his end and he has to give it all to kind of save her from her, I would say, golden prison or something, And that's a very special moment when he says, I'm the bigger brother because I have to take care of you. And she doesn't believe in it because she's a carer. She's taking care of him all the time. She's the nurse. And at that very moment, he says, no, I am your doctor and you will see how. I won't leave unless you go back to your creativity and you go back to who you deeply are.
Well, he doesn't say it.
He doesn't say it, but it's kind of...
It's a lot in the invisible world.
Yeah, and he doesn't say it, and it's the beauty of your film story skills and how you tell the story. And music and sound, you used it brilliantly. At some places, it set the mood, and sometimes even replaced the dialogue altogether. Was this planned or was this organic?
Some of these were planned on the writing, and some other were built while editing because we felt we needed some bubbles of nothing, of air, so the audience could withdraw to themselves and and yeah, like choose how they wanted to live the story. And that's why also we put some music that is not composed for this moment, but some classical music we like. And we like also because the music doesn't tell you what you're supposed to feel. And for us, it's very important. It's all coming from the actors acting. We don't like to underline and put the violin when you don't need them. And it's very important for us to have these bubbles that were created while editing, because we could feel the movie coming alive. And as it's an original story, it's still a very living matter in the editing room. Very much.
Yeah, and brilliant work by the cast. By the way, my compliments to Nina and Lars and the rest of the team. And also, I must compliment your vision and the cinematography. The extreme close-ups, put you as the viewer in the thick of the action. How important was the perspective of the camera delivering such an intimate narrative?
Yeah, from the start, we wanted the camera to be like a character, to be part of this story, and to be kind of dancing around the characters, and sometimes they were a bit confused by this camera and surprised because he was really going into their intimacy, but he was never voyeur. I don't know how you say voyeur, but it's not to be too much, and he was never interfering into the acting, but he was close and he was really part of the family. And the camera, and we wanted this because it's also a bit sometimes shaking, and it's not very stable sometimes, but we really wanted this fragility because it expresses the fragility of our Liza, of this main character. She seems to be very self-controlled, and she everything is under her control, but in fact inside she's completely shaking and she doesn't know a clue about what's going on with her life. And that's why we wanted this shaking camera and all this energy moving around her, because she is really shaking inside.
Also because she lives in a very organized world in this boarding school, and we live in Switzerland, and what we see from them, they are so organized. So, really sometimes they even lack a bit of life. So we wanted to show her restlessness into this bourgeois character. We really wanted to break this image of the boarding school that is so, the richest people in the world, and it's really very rich and all very organized. And we wanted to show that she was not quiet in this environment at all. And this was very important for us, because we live in Switzerland and we are not quiet. Yeah, it's true. Some people say Switzerland is a very nice nursing home, because people are quite old and it's very quiet, it's really nice, but we have to keep the fire, not to fall asleep.
Most definitely did come across very organized on that side. Then you juxtaposition back to the home with the mother with so much chaos. It really did come through. I really appreciated that as the viewer. And if there's anything that you want our audience to take away from the film, could you just maybe share that? And I'll start with you, Stephanie, and then you can end, Véronique.
For me, what's very important is, even if the topics might seem heavy when you read the resume of the movie, it's a movie that goes a lot towards hope and life and light. And it's very important because the experience we had with audience in Switzerland, in Germany, is that they really go out of that with a lot of light in them inside, and they were very happy to have seen the movie. And it's important for me to insist on this point.
Yes, and I think it's a love story between twin sister and brother. So it's a love story basically, and it's about transmission and how much you can give to each other until the end, and maybe after still. You never know.
Sure. And thank you for giving us so much. I really appreciate the film, and I know that the viewers at home are also going to love it as well. Well, that brings us to the end of this conversation. A big thank you to you, Stephanie and Véronique. Appreciate your time. Again, we want to thank you for joining this session. Thank you to the 8th edition of the European Film Festival.
Yeah. And thank you for welcoming us really very much. We are very honored. Thank you.
We appreciate your time as well. Thank you so much, Veronica and Stephanie, again, of My Little Sister. Please do visit the website to see all the films on eurofilmfest.co.za. Go to our socials at EUFFFSA across Facebook and Instagram. Use the hashtag EurofilmFestSA. Eurofilmfest 2021, the best of European films brought to South African screens by the delegation of the European Union to South Africa and 17 European embassies and cultural agencies in South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.